Hey, today we're going to talk about one of the biggest lies out there around New Year's resolutions, and let's get into it. So, everybody this time of year starts thinking about what is going to be my New Year's resolution. What's that big thing that I want to fix in my life? A lot of times it comes down to health, fitness, your business. Maybe there's a habit you want to kick or a habit you want to pick up. What if I was to tell you that the biggest determining factor on whether or not you're successful has nothing to do with how hard you work, how focused you are, how well the goal is written, how excited about it or motivated you are to do the thing you are, or how anything you are. What if that is all myth, all lie, has nothing to do with it? Then what would you say to that? So here's why. So every gym out there that I'm aware of, they have this same type of thing happen. First part of the year, you can't find a treadmill. The place is filled with people that are optimistic, that are excited. 2025 is going to be their year because 2024 wasn't, because 2023 wasn't, because 2022 wasn't, because 2021 wasn't, because 2020 was COVID, because 2019 wasn't. You get the idea. But this is going to be their year. 2026 is going to be their year, and we're going to all walk into gyms across America, and they are going to be loaded with would-be fittest people in the world. So what happens? So here's what happens. So the outcome of that is predictable. It's incredibly predictable. The people that go into there have great intentions. They're working hard. They're motivated. They're focused. They're disciplined. And then they get pulled off track. 90% of them get pulled off track. And then all these people who set out to live their best lives end up sponsoring the people who kept at it, the last 5%. So do you want to be a participant in your best life or a sponsor for somebody else's best life? Ask yourself that simple question. Do you want to be a participant in your best life in 2026 and beyond? Or do you want to be a sponsor in somebody else's best life? Do you want to be the person that keeps the lights on at whatever place, at the gym, at the real estate brokerage, at the landscaping company? It doesn't matter. Are you a lights keep on sponsor, or are you an active participant in living your best life? Well, here's the deal. Here's what separates everybody. It's not what you do. It's not what you think. It's not your work ethic. It's not your mindset. It's not your energy. It's not what happens in your life. It's who you bring on your team. The who is just as important as the what and the why. We focus so much attention on getting together the what I want to accomplish in a year, getting together my big why, my Simon Sinek, my big why. This is going to drive me. This is going to motivate me. You need a who. You need a coach. You need somebody who's going to keep you accountable. You need somebody that you've got to call and say, I did the thing, I didn't do the thing. That's what's going to get you to do the thing, whatever the thing is, whether it's master a handstand walk, or it is run a marathon, or it is sell more houses than you've ever sold before, or it is add another truck to my landscaping business. You need a who. You already know what the what is. You know what you want to accomplish. You've been thinking about that for a minute. You've probably been trying to get it done since 2024, 2023, 2022, as we just went through, right? You know your why. You want to create a legacy for your family. You want to live better. You want to take better vacations. You want to check stuff off your bucket list. You want to put money in the bank. You want to ditch creditors, whatever it may be. You know your why. You know your what. You know your why. And the internet spends all day long talking about your what and your why. It is your who. Who is your executive coach? Who's that person that's going to hold you accountable? You are far more likely to achieve all of the things on your what list and then satisfy all of your whys if you've got a great who. If you do not have a coach that you're presently working with, your chances of success, I hate to say it, are low. People do not go to the gym to lift more weight by themselves. They go with a coach. They go with a spotter. The people who get the biggest success in a gym are the people who hire a personal trainer. They hire a coach. It's no different in business. The most successful real estate agents that I've ever coached had me as a coach and had coaches before them. The most successful business owners I've ever heard of, they work with executive coaches. So how come do we spend all the time talking about the who, do we spend none of the time, talking about the who, we spend all the time talking about the what and the why? Because it makes better copy and content. It's a heck of a lot sexier to talk about. It feels all warm and emotional. And then there's a structure that we can put around the what. Hey, I talk about the what all the time too. Get your swag together, get your confidence on, simple, written, achievable goals, right? You have heard me talk about that on this channel, on these videos. The what is important. Gosh darn it, for sure, your why is important too. 100% your why is important. But if you don't have the who, you're not going to get the what or the why. So you got to lock in. You got to invest. Invest in yourself. Invest in your future. Make this be the year that you are an active participant in your best life, not an unwilling sponsor of somebody else's. Be an active participant in your best life, not an unwilling sponsor of somebody else. Be the person who's in the gym in December next year, not the person that's sponsoring everybody else to be there. Be the person who next year is talking about, how do I bring on another person to my real estate team? How do I add another truck to my landscaping business? How do I add another office in another neighboring city to my general contractor business? Not the person who's saying, well, we had another year of survive. Maybe next year will be the year we thrive. No, move yourself down the line. Make this the year. Focus on the who you bring on your team, how they will hold you accountable is just as important. I would argue more important than the what and the why, because that who can also make sure your what and your why are aligned. Impossible. You need a checks and balances system. We've all seen it in government and other organizations. When there are no checks and balances, things run astray. Somehow or another, we watch these stories on the news and we think, not me. I don't need a checks and balances because I am incredibly disciplined. It's just wrong. You've got to have coaches. You've got to have mentors. You've got to have people in your life that hold you accountable. Otherwise, you will continue to stand on the sideline and unwillingly pay with your hard-earned money and sweat to not get everything that you want and deserve in life. You know your what. You know your why. It's Whoville time. It's time for you to go to Whoville and find a coach to help you get everything you want in life. 2026 is going to be your year. You are going to be an active participant in your best life. You are not going to stand on the sidelines anymore. I know that. If you're listening to this and you've listened this far, then I know for sure that you're going to engage with a coach and you're going to make 2026 your best year. You're going to crush it. You're absolutely going to crush it. No sponsors here. Nobody on this video at this point is going to be sponsoring somebody else's best life and keeping the lights turned on. These are the people that are engaged. You're here. You're to this point. You're taking care of yourself. You are going to make sure that, yeah, you're locked in on your what. It's crystal clear. It's written down. You've got it. You've shared it with as many people as you can. You definitely have your why, your heart, but you've got your who. If you ain't been to Whoville yet, go to Whoville, find your coach. Let's make 2026 the best year ever. Crush it.